Good morning. Today we will study normal subgroups and their properties and simple group. If G is a group and H is a subgroup of G, it is not always true that AH is equal to HA for all A in G. There are certain situations where this does hold. However, these cases turn out to be of critical importance in the theory of groups. A subgroup H of a group G is called a normal subgroup of G if AH is equal to HA for all A in G. Many students make the mistake of thinking that H is normal in G means AH is equal to HA for all A in G and H in H. This is not what normality of H means. Rather, it means that if A belongs to G and H belongs to H, then there exist elements H dash and H double dash in H such that AH is equal to H dash A and HA is equal to A H double dash. It is possible that H dash is equal to H and H double dash is also equal to H, but we may not always assume this. For example, every subgroup of an abelian group is normal because in this case AH is equal to HA for A in the group and H in the subgroup. The center ZG of a group is always normal. Again, AH is equal to HA for A belonging to G and H belonging to ZG. The alternating group AN of even permutations is a normal subgroup of SN. For example, we know that if 1, 2 belongs to symmetric group SN, then 1, 2, 3 also 1, 2, 3 belongs to AN. And we have 1, 2 into 1, 2, 3 is not equal to 1, 2, 3 into 1, 2, but 1, 2 into 1, 2, 3 is equal to 1, 3, 2 into 1, 2. And 1, 3, 2 belongs to AN. Every group G possesses two normal subgroups, namely the set consisting of identity element alone and G itself. These are trivial subgroups. These are called improper normal subgroups. A group G is said to be simple if it has no proper normal subgroups. So, a group consisting of a group which has no proper normal subgroups is called the simple group. For example, each group of prime order is simple since there is no proper subgroup of any group of prime order. Hence, there is no proper normal subgroup of any group of prime order. Next, any cyclic group of composite order is not simple group. Since cyclic group of composite order is definitely a proper subgroup and cyclic group is an abelian group and each subgroup of an abelian group is normal subgroup. Any abelian group of composite order is not simple. Since each abelian group of composite order has proper subgroup and each subgroup of an abelian group is normal subgroup. So, a group is said to be simple if it has no proper normal subgroup. A subgroup H of G is normal if and only if X inverse belongs to is a subset of H for all X in G. If H is normal in G, then for any X belonging to G and H belonging to H, there is an element H dash in H such that XH is equal to H dash X. If we post multiply both sides by X inverse, we get X H X inverse equal to H dash X X inverse. But X X inverse is equal to identity element because X and X inverse are the elements of G and G is a group. And H dash into E is H dash. So X H X inverse is equal to H dash. Therefore, X H X inverse is a subset of H. Now, the converse of this, if X H X inverse is a subset of H, then we will show that G is normal, H is normal in G. Let X is equal to A. So if we replace X by A in this, we get A, H, A inverse is a subset of A. If we post multiply both sides by A, then this is A, H, A inverse A is a subset of HA. A inverse A is nothing but the identity element. So AH is a subset of HA. On the other hand, if we replace X by A inverse in this condition, then X equal to A inverse H, A inverse inverse is a subset of H. Therefore, A inverse H, A inverse inverse, and this is nothing but inverse of A inverse is A. So A inverse H, A, and this is a subset of H. And if we pre-multiply both sides by H, A, then A inverse will be identity element. So A inverse is E, H is H. So HA is a subset of AH. Thus AH is a subset of HA, HA is a subset of AH, hence AH is equal to HA. It means H is a normal subgroup of G. When the subgroup H of G is normal, then the set of left or right cosets of H in G is itself a group with respect to multiplication of coset. And this group is called the factor group of G by H or the quotient group of G by H. The next example illustrates this factor group concept. Suppose 4z is equal to 0, plus minus 4, plus minus 8 and so on. Z is the set of integer which is equal to 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3 and so on. So 4z is equal to 0, plus minus 4, plus minus 8 and so on. So to construct z upon 4z, we first determine the left cosets of 4z in z. So these are 0 plus 4z which is equal to 4z, 0 plus minus 4 plus minus 8 and so on. 1 plus 4z is equal to, if we add 1 here, so 1, 4 plus 5, 4 plus 1 5, 8 plus 1 9, dash dash dash, and for negative elements 4 minus 4 plus 1 minus 3, minus 8 plus 1 minus 7 and so on. 2 plus 4z is equal to, if we add 2 to the elements of 4z, so it will be 2 plus 0, 2, 2 plus 4, 6, 2 plus 8, 10, and for negative element minus 4 plus 2, minus 2, minus 8 plus 2, minus 6 and so on. 3 plus 4z is equal to 3 plus 0, 3, 4 plus 3, 7, 3 plus 8, 11. And for negative elements, 3 minus 4, minus 1, 3 minus 8, minus 5 and so on. So 1 plus 4z is equal to 159, minus 3, minus 7, minus 11. 2 plus 4z is 2, 6, 10 and minus 2, minus 6, minus 10 and so on. 3 plus 4z is 3, 7, 11 and minus 5, minus 9 and so on. We claim that there are no other elements. For if k belongs to z, then k is equal to 4q plus r, where r lies between 0 and 4. Of course, 0 is included. K plus 4z is equal to r plus 4q plus 4z. So 4q plus 4z is nothing but 4z because it is an integer. Now that we know the elements of the factor group, we have calculated here 0 plus 4z, 1 plus 4z, 2 plus 4z and 3 plus 4z. Now we next determine the structure of z upon 4z. We use Cayley table for it. So elements here are 0 plus 4z, 1 plus 4z, 2 plus 4z, 3 plus 4z. Here it is 0 plus 4z, 1 plus 4z, 2 plus 4z and 3 plus 4z. So elements of first row are, if we apply the operation, given operation with the elements of first row with the extreme element on the extreme left side, so 0 plus 4z plus 0 plus 4z, it will be again plus 4z, 0 plus 4z plus 1 plus 4z, it will be 1 plus 4z. Similarly, 2 plus 4z plus 3 plus 4z. Again, 1 plus 4z and 0 plus 4z, we will get 1 plus 4z. 1 plus 4z, 1 plus 4z, we get 2 plus 4z. 1 plus 4z plus 2 plus 4z, 3 plus 4z. 1 plus 4z plus 3 plus 4z, we get 4 plus 4z or 0 plus 4z. So 1 plus 4z, 0 plus 4z, 2 plus 4z, 2 plus 4z plus 1 plus 4z, 3 plus 4z, 2 plus 4z plus 2 plus 4z, 4 plus 4z, which is nothing but 0 plus 4z. And 2 plus 3 plus 4z is equal to 5 plus 4z, which is 1 plus 4 plus 4z, and 1 plus 4 plus 4z is 1 plus 4z. 3 plus 0 plus 4z, 3 plus 4z, 3 plus 1 plus 4z, 4 plus 4z, which is nothing but 0 plus 4z. 3 plus 2 plus 4z is equal to 5 plus 4z, which is 1 plus 4 plus 4z, and this is 1 plus 4z. 4 plus 4z is nothing but 4z. 3 plus 3 plus 4z is equal to 6 plus 4z. This is 2 plus 4 plus 4z. 4 plus 4z is nothing but 4z. So here under operation, we have constructed the Cayley table. All the element belongs to the all the elements of this table belongs to the set, and this table identity element 0 plus 4z is the identity element because first row is identical with the top border row. Beside this, associativity are satisfied because addition is associative for the elements of integer with respect to addition. 0 plus 4z is the identity element. So clearly z upon 4z is equivalent to z upon z4. More generally, if for any n greater than 0, we let nz equal to 0 plus minus n plus minus 2n plus minus 3n, then z upon nz is isomorphic to zn. So next example is, suppose g is equal to z18. We have considered elements up to 18 and multiples of 6. Multiples of 6. So h is the set of multiple of 6, and so this is equal to 0, 6, 12. We have considered elements less than 18. So g upon h is equal to 0 plus h, 1 plus h, 2 plus h, 3 plus h, 4 plus h, and 5 plus h. This consists of 6 elements. To illustrate how the group elements are combined, we consider 5 plus h and 4 plus h. 5 plus h plus 4 plus h is nothing but 5 plus 4 plus h. This is 9 plus h. 9 plus h can be written as 3 plus 6 plus h. And 6 plus h is nothing but h, since h absorbs all the multiples of 6, because we have studied in the properties of cosets that ah is equal to h if and only if a belongs to h. So this is equal to 3 plus h. We have made use of this property in the last example also. And we have adopted the similar procedure to construct the composition table in last example. So take care of some things in this while studying about normal subgroups and quotient group. When H is a normal subgroup of G, the expression AH with two lines has two possible interpretations. One could be thinking of AH as a subset of elements and AH as the size of the set, because it denotes the number of element in AH. Secondly, one could be thinking of AH as a subgroup of element of the factor group G by H, and AH as the order of element of AH in GH. In last example, for instance, the set 3 plus h has a size 3. Since 3 plus h is equal to 3, 9, 15, it consists of 3 elements. But the group 3 plus h has order 2. Since 3 plus h plus 3 plus h is equal to 6 plus h, and this is nothing but 0 plus h. As is usually the case, when one notation has more than one meaning, the appropriate interpretation will be clear from the context. In this way, one can see that the formation of a factor group G by H causes a systematic collapse of the elements of G. In particular, all the elements in the coset of G containing A collapse to the single group element AH in G by H, which is a quotient group. Now, applications of factor groups. Why factor groups are important? Well, when G is well defined and H is not equal to E, the identity element set consisting of identity element, G by H is smaller than G, and its structure is usually less complicated than that of G. At the same time, G by H stimulates G in many ways. In fact, we may think of a factor group G as a less complicated approximation of G. What makes factor group important is that one can often deduce properties of G by examining the less complicated group G by H instead of G. So it was Galois about 175 years ago who first recognized that those subgroups for which the left and right cosets coincide are the distinguished ones. Very often in mathematics, the crucial problems is to recognize and to discover what are the relevant concepts. Once this is accomplished, the job may be more than done. Thank you.